Thank you guys for being online. My partner, Karen Porter, as of last night, had an emergency that came up, so she's not able to be here with us. But so we kind of do this thing together. So if I'm like stalling because I expect her to pick up where she normally says her thing, so I might be stumbling a little bit. So excuse me for that. I'm Lori Hawkins. I'm part of the Porter Hawkins group. We are a third party, neutral third party experts in real estate. We have the certification from the Alumni Institute in California for being certified real estate divorce experts. So if you'll notice on our business card, after our names, it has CDRE. Thank you. You may not know what a CDRE is. There's less than 150 of us across the United States. Everyone that applies to the Alumni Institute is not taken in. At the time, Karen and I applied, we both found an interest in divorce real estate. Only 10% of the applicants were actually taken into the program. And Karen and I are the only two in the Charlotte metro area that do this. Because of this being such a new concept, we feel like we say that we are in education mode because we are just trying to let people know that we exist and what we do. We have had more coffee in the last couple of years with family law attorneys. And I am not even a coffee drinker. So just to get the word out. But we are realizing as we speak to these attorneys that there is a real need for this. Realtors in general, are throwing in their side because everyone thinks it's a great thing to do a divorce because most typical realtors see it as a sale of the marital property and then a buy and a buy. Something that is different with us is we only do the thing. We only, to maintain our neutrality, we do not spend any more time with one spouse than the other, which family law attorneys really like. We also have systems and procedures in place that a traditional realtor does not have. That helps us mitigate conflict, which in itself saves the attorney a lot of headaches and saves the clients money because we're able to do things on our level for them having to run back to the attorney, which, you know, sometimes an email or a phone call is ching, right? They charge for everything. And they'll be the first to tell you that they charge for it. So we do that, feel good about that. One thing that the family law attorneys really like, very important to us is the education of family law attorneys on a monthly basis without email. That is something to do with real estate, but it has to do with family law. So it directly correlates with them. Because you know what? They do not learn real estate in law. That is not your opinion, but it is out there in the market day in and day out. So we educate them. This is something when we meet with them, this is one of the things that we give them when we meet. It contains Karen and our CV. It also has, we send out a quarterly newsletter that tells them a lot of what's going on in real estate also. We also provide to them once a month. You know, they have to do continuing legal education, and we help sponsor on a monthly basis free 1 hour credit legal education for the family law attorneys if they use our code. They love that too. We are also trained to be able to testify in court, and that is something that traditionally are not being able to do. But we can do fair market values and do a report that will be substantiated in court if it goes to that. It's very, very funny that we are meeting usually at the work of their life. We're not meeting the people as they would traditionally be on a day-to-day basis. But after they get to talk to us and realize that we solely exist to make sure that both parties treat the family and both parties' interests are protected, kind of a change. They're glad they're there because they don't want their in-law to sell their home. They don't want their cousin Judy to sell their home because at that stage they just feel like everyone's out to get it. So with us, it's even playing. Now, family law attorneys are not all we do. We have friends of friends as people continue to grow to see what we do. We have people call that say, hey, I've got a friend going through a divorce. So basically our clientele is we do market a lot to family law attorneys through social media, especially LinkedIn. But just in general, anyone that's going through a divorce, they can get in contact with us because we want to be a resource. We want to be a resource to them to make this time in their life that is very stressful a little less stressful. So that's basically us. That's basically what we did.
Anybody have questions?
Yes. So
Go ahead.
yeah, but the hard part you're saying, like that customer acquisition thing, like finding clients as they're coming into that window of need.
Right. Normally, we are at the point now, we have made very good relationships with a lot of them attorneys. We had someone call us a couple of days ago and said, hey, you were written into our legal separation. We had no idea the attorney didn't tell us, but that's great. They're starting to know who we are, and they're starting to realize that, okay, when they cannot decide who to use, I know, and that's what they're saying. We love having that neutral third party that we can get your name out because we know you're going to get it to the finish line, and we don't have to worry. Yeah, but it's really hard. They call the receptionist at the front desk of a legal law firm or a law firm in general, the gatekeeper, and that's for a reason because you do not get past that gatekeeper. So we do pop-bys. We as a realtor usually it's our client that we nurture, but in this case it's the family law. So it's a different set of mind because when it comes to the client, we are transaction. We do our job and then we walk away. There's no therapy there. We don't get involved with them. Whereas, and that was a totally different mindset that Karen and I get into. And it's a different ball.
Yeah.
I have two questions. One is this a niche? Are you guys members to the normal population over here and then sub party?
Exactly.
And are you trying to be 100% over here?
We are. Karen's been in the business for over 15 years. I've been 6 years. We have been friends for over 20 years. And we both still have our own residential. Just like I heard y'all talking, you have to have something to fund this.
Yeah.
So we both have our residential, but both of us were both interested in divorce real estate. And my real estate coach actually knew Laurel Starks, who is the founder of the Hawkins Institute. And he interviewed her. I watched the interview. Karen and I had actually been through another designation, but when we finished the course, we didn't feel like we were even more equipped at that point in time than we were before we started. And then we were introduced to Laurel. This is kind of like the Harvard of divorce verification. We had to go through a 40-hour live class period. After that, you had to take a test to graduate. And then you had to do a 6-month mentorship with a family law on a weekly basis still. Take studies, every Thursday, we are exercising.
A follow-up question, I feel like you don't really need a divorce attorney, probably going through it, but you probably have not a divorce attorney for divorce real estate.
Right.
Like, give me an example of what you would do versus average Joe realtor. Like, so to me, it's just like sell your house and put your money in.
Right. No, that's a very good question. There's so many things that we do differently. Number one, we have systems and procedures in place, and I can talk. Let me back up. Aaron and I had both done some divorce real estate deal before we did this. So is it possible? They've been doing it forever. Have any realtors start this and then think, I cannot do this anymore because these people can get crazy, right? I mean, they can disassemble a house because they don't want to have to move. So they make it so that the showings are hard on the house. I mean, it's kind of crazy what some of these. And I understand. I've been doing the course. I've been on that side of it. I didn't disassemble a house. But I mean, I understand that you're not in your right frame of mind. So we didn't know what we didn't know, right? Until we were in schools on it. So some of the things that we have systems and procedures in place, or as well as to keep the neutrality. If we were sending out emails, and this may sound very insignificant, but if you're sending out emails, one time we may put Mr. So-and-so's email first, and the next time we put Mrs. So-and-so. There's never a time that they're ever going to think that we're ever showing things. Also, right at the beginning, we pull a title. Okay. Normally in North Carolina, a title search is not pulled until the end, right before closing. But as soon as we do this ourselves, we have a title company that we use, and we pull the title because there can be a lot of shenanigans that go on that one spouse or the other doesn't know about. There could be tax liens, there could be IRS liens, back child support, so many things, HELOCs, so many things that directly going to affect what the distribution is. So we go ahead, get that up front so that they and give it to the attorneys so that they know better on how to do that. We're a much bigger support for the attorneys than attorneys.
So do the attorneys pay you a fee?
No, we just get paid the commission.
Okay.
We're no more. We charge a standard 6% that most realtors get, and we're not paid till closing. There's no that they do. They just choose us. And I mean, it's just, and just like this right now, the one that I did, it is so easy when they do write us in, and that's what we're trying to teach them to. As this man wanted to get the house sold.